All right, welcome back. Rude boy of P Square blast saidaboj. More girls will fall victim. Again, we're talking about those girls that they're still looking for, honestly, but they're still looking for. As of, I'm going to give you an update on the guy in a second here, because a lot of people didn't believe, because the police, as of yesterday, claimed that the kidnapper, alleged kidnapper guy, was arrested. That's as of yesterday. The police was saying that they killed him, but Nigerians they didn't believe it. Like, what do you mean? Just like that? Where's the remains? So a lot of people are asking questions around that. But Rude Boy wanted to chime in and decided to drag saidaboj into it. Okay, and just in case you don't know who saidaboj is, I don't know why I'm calling her saidaboj. Saidaboj, is that her name? Something like that. Saidaboj decided to okay, let me show you. Okay, I got a picture here I can show you so you can know who we're talking about. Okay, so this is this girl, the girl with the mouth like a lethal weapon. She's popular now. Okay, in fact, a few days ago she said she's more popular than Davido and Wizkid put together. Anyway, but I do think she's going to be very, very popular. She's going to have a voice, but she's also going to collect, because the angle that she came in right now, I think the best person that can probably teach her is very dark man. Yeah, it's not going to be that simple. She's popular now. She got her pages back, by the way, which is good, but she will need to pivot at some point. And then the sad part about that is teaching people or influencing people that they should lead with money is just always 100% always a bad idea. Okay, and I'm not ready to do the shalaye right now, but asking people to lead with money or sex is always a bad idea. It will eat you up. Those things are not sustainable. All right, and even if she's not leading that lifestyle, we might say maybe she's catching cruise and stuff, but the reality is that about 1.3 million, including adult women, are being influenced by this ideology, and some of them might end up in this predicament that we're talking about. Because when you preach small with it, you might have good intentions. There are people that will take that with it to the next level. Anyway, so singer Paul Okoye, Rude Boy, decided to give his 2 cents, that's what we'll call it, about those society allows influence their daughters. Okay, what did he say? He said, as long as you continue to allow some of those idiots to influence your daughters, money, bill him. Because you remember this girl was on a podcast a few days ago saying that if she talks to a guy in the morning, she's billing him in the evening. And she's talking about build this man. So as long as you allow these people to influence your daughters, money, bill him. Know your worth. He must have this and that in his account. Blah, blah, blah. More girls will continue to fall victims. All right, so that's not really that's not a responsible statement to make. Okay, the focus should have been about the victims and, again, safety. You can talk about safety without shaming the victims. I know that seems very difficult for people to understand. I see. You can talk about safety without shaming the victims, especially when you don't really know, because you see me saying allegedly, we still don't know the full story. All we know is what a few people are pushing out their stories, right? But I guess, people just want to assume before they know. Anyway, so this was, let me show you this. This was saidaboj talking about this.
But you get married, because marriage is expenses, children, wife. So at least say, to get money, at least 50 million should be in your account.
50 million!
Evil Blessing CEO shock. She said 50 million.
He shock you.
Evil Blessing CEO never expected it.
Never expected it.
$50 million.
Yes, except he's like an understanding wife, and I don't advise any woman to be an understanding wife.
50 million.
Yes.
So
She said herself is about understanding wife, and she doesn't advise any woman to be an understanding wife. there's no way to shape all this crazy advice into good. It's just what it is, okay? We, again, like I said, we can say she's catching cruise, but 1.3 million people following her, that's a lot of monitoring spirit that are being influenced at the end of the day. So we have to pay attention to it.
If the man doesn't have up to 50 million in his account, he should not. At least.
Yes.
If you want to say okay, 20 million.
At least 50 million.
Instead of not getting married, don't even have a child. Don't even be a
Don't even have a child.
baby daddy if you don't have at least that amount in your account.
Don't even be a baby daddy if you don't have that amount. That's obviously a disconnected. She's a young girl. But you know how we do? She gets a little bit of attention. I'm giving her attention right now. Okay? So, go figure.
Easier for a woman to succeed than a man.
Yes.
You get a place where woman feel enter, man not go near her. Now, how do you want him to get this 50 million? So
Exactly.
Now,
How do you want him to get this 50 million?
poor people saidaboj.
No, poor people can try. I don't know. If they're able to capture girls that we have not spoken to yet, then good for them. This is not.
If you're able to capture girls that she has not spoken to yet, then good for them. So that's so you know, I see where P Square is coming from there, but again, I don't think there's a need to drag saidaboj and connect her with that rhetoric with actual victims of a criminal. But we've done it, so let's talk about it. All right. So that's what they said, and then suddenly, so when what's his name? King Rudy, right? I am King Rudy. Paul Okoye, when he said that, you would have thought it was over. It was not over. Okay. This girl came back, and this time she did not. Maybe NEPA has taken light. She did not get a chance to record video, but she typed something here. She said, "I hear say one artist we get dada, that means the dreads. Say I dey spoil una daughters. Like, dude, why do you think your new wife married you?" So he just recently got married to his new girlfriend. There are speculations that she's pregnant. I'm not sure, they might be facts. But anyway, that she's pregnant. But this was a guy who just divorced about 2 years ago from his wife of many years. They divorced from Anita Okoye, who just also graduated recently. They seem like they're co-parenting and they're friends, and they're showing in public, they're showing to social media that they're co-parenting in a very healthy way. And I appreciate that, you know. So, but words on the streets is that he cheated and that one left him. But he's since found a new girl and they got married. So that's what she's talking about. She said, "Why do you think your new wife married you? Your ex-wife we been understand with you. Your ex-wife who was understanding to you, what did she gain? Didn't you betray her for a gold digger like me?" Jesus, that mouth. Like, I mean, nobody say you fine. Like, I mean, you're not a fine boy, I guess. You get, or you have any kind of swag. I'm converting it now from pidgin to English. Or you have any kind of swag. But you have a beautiful model marry you. Smart girl came for the money, bro. Help me tell her that I am proud of her. You be old man. Know the reason like boy under 20. One more thing, always be polite when talking to ladies. Do not be rude, young boy, because he called himself as a rude boy. He's on the higher side of the age. Anyway, that's what we're talking about today. Somebody say valid point, she's right. How many people click on the valid point, she's right? 3,447 people agree that she's right. Somebody said, let's be honest, Ivy wouldn't have married him if he was a phone repairer. 6,700 people agree with that. Again, people are confused with the relationship between sex, money, and real love. There's a big confusion here. There is a connection. There is a relationship between sex, money, and real love, obviously. Okay. If you have a beautiful wife, you do want to have sex. Okay. But the connection is not what you think it is. Of course, I support my lady with money, but it's not I think I'm about to do shalaye. Oh God, I don't want to do this.
You explain, because no evidence.
I'm not in the mood to do shalaye on this matter. I'm not in the mood. I'm looking at somebody's comment. Say, let me see. I think there was a comment here. Let's see if I can find it. Abi, I don't lose Amni. Did I? Okay, somebody said the fact that he made this about daughters, right? Because when he said, as long as you continue to allow some of these idiots to influence your daughters. Somebody said the fact that he made this about daughters is funny. You're not telling parents to raise good boys and men that aren't ritualistic, rapeists, and vile humans. It is well. Men and women should be raised right. You see, these are the problems. When you're a gender warrior, you can't help yourself. But hey, there's enough people that will call you out. So I'm glad that I didn't have to spell it out. I think there's a criminal involved in this, and somehow the criminal got lost in the source of this conversation. Go figure. We need to pay attention to that, gentleman, when you're talking. How can the actual criminal get lost in the middle of this conversation? It's not right. It's not right. Yes, a shock blessing. Signs and symptoms of people who don't work. You can hear the Cerelac in her voice. Yes, saidaboj gone self. I told you now. She go collect. Wait for it now.
Sorry.
But it's okay. We're patient. We're patient. I do smell the Cerelac in her mouth too. I do. Her immaturity aside, these kinds of things have been happening even before this girl knew how to spell her name. So I don't know why people are tying her to this. Thank you. Thank you. But that's how myopic people think, I guess. Yeah, her mouth is lethal. There is a relationship between sex, money, and real love. Okay? And it's very easy to... It's very simple, okay? When you have real love, okay, in sex and money needs to be a byproduct of that, okay? Now you do have, because we get obsessed with some of these things, right? It can be a good reward. We, to a large extent, we are obsessed with these two things, sex and money, right? Sometimes we use sex as a form of connecting with other people. But sex is such a powerful thing that is done within a hefty amount of passion. And so you want to make sure that you're doing it within a controlled environment, right? When you're leading with money and people are exchanging money for sex, right? There's obviously no love involved. That's transactional. Now you might come back and say, well, everybody's transactional. Not true. That's cap. That's cap. Okay. That's cap. Let me play it for you. Wait.
Stop the cap.
That's cap. Okay. All right. I can literally go the next 1 year and be jobless. There's almost a zero chance that my wife will leave me because of that. Try that with an Olosho. That's not the same thing. You're not gonna sit around and... No, you're not just gonna sit around and talk from your nyash. Okay? It's not the same thing. Okay? It's just not the same thing. Alright? So there is relationship, right? Because we're human beings. We have to exchange value. We use money to exchange value. And yes, a lot of people that may not be matured enough will use sex to exchange value. Right? A lot of people that have Cerelac in their smell in their mouth will think that they can just bill men money, and men would not ask for sex. Right? Or you won't put yourself in harm's way. If that's, you're just going to be loud about, I'm leading with money. How much money? How many girls are getting hurt in Nigeria on a daily basis, that are getting lost, that nobody can find them? There's no, there's not enough coverage for that, right? That this is happening on a daily basis. Are you aware that this just happened to be a popular situation? Please, when we're talking about relationship, romantic relationship, please, you don't want to lead with sex and money. Okay? Even the kind of sex that two lovers are having, if the mindset is not right, they can't have it because it won't be right. But when you give people money and they're just ready to have it, that's not a person that cares about you. That's purely being the keyword, transactional. Okay? Human interaction is transactional. That's not the conversation. People expect value for value. That's reality of life. But that value is not just money. That's when you can say it's fully transactional. It's not just money in people's bank. Sometimes it's emotional, connection, significance, right? Safety, security. Same reason why you engage your pastor. Okay, sorry. Mabino. You get the gist? So the conversation is much more bigger than trying to oversimplify it into it's transactional. Just build them. Or yeah, as long as you're, these girls like, and then now you're falling into the trap of rude. You fell into the trap, RudeBoy, Paul Okoye. You fell into the trap of a saidaboj because of the way you talk. You fell into her trap. Right? I'm not sitting and arguing with saidaboj. I refuse to do that. Okay? I refuse to do that. She can have an opinion. All we can do is offer our own opinion. She has 1.3 million followers. We have our own little 300 here. That's fine. We say our own. And whoever can be saved can be saved. You don't sit down there and then start shaming people. Shaming language does not produce any good results.
Everything I do,
the only thing you're going to get is somebody with a mouth like a lethal weapon, and you're not going to beat them. Okay, they'll just gain more popularity, and everything you said too was basically useless. What did he say? As long as you continue to allow some of these idiots to influence your daughter. Who is allowing anybody to influence their daughter? What do you mean by allow? What does that mean? Because they have access to internet like you? You could have used the same internet and that same influence to preach a positive message to everyone to stay safe out there. You could have done the same exact instead of getting it buried, right? And now you're saying some of these idiots, that's shaming language. What do you expect? You call people idiot, they're gonna come and call you idiot too. What do you expect? I'm not understanding. To understand, to influence your daughters. To influence your daughters, good. Mark, checkmate. You got 100% on that. There's a second part of the test. Who influenced that young man criminal to be out in the streets like that? Because I'm not trying to balance. I hate that. What I'm trying to see is that there's a criminal in this situation. There's criminal behavior in this situation. Right? My brothers, our brothers need you. Okay? We need to be training our brothers. We need to be the small ones that are coming around and say, hey, there's more to this life than just olosho, money, and sex. We need to be telling them, say, hey, we need to protect our environment because this could be your wives. This could be your daughters that got kidnapped. That should be the conversation. Money, billing, know your worth. He must have this and that in his account, blah, blah, blah. That sounds like somebody that was triggered, that was just looking for an opportunity to respond to saidaboj. And then he ended with more girls who continue to fall victims. Is that a prayer or is that a prayer or what do you call it? I forgot the language I'm trying to use. Or compliment. More girls will fall victim as an influential person. Is that a prayer or compliment? You have to be responsible with your voice, So somebody say everything a gender war for women person correct. You dey fly get enter your parlor. Gender warriors. They're both gender warriors. saidaboj and RudeBoy are gender warriors. Now only Olosho would tackle him for being realistic. That is not being realistic. That's being dumb. When there's power involved and there's a lot of attention involved, you have to manage your power. That's not realistic. As a matter of fact, all of that is a lie. Mumu was the victim at the end of the day. Make una they use every opportunity to do feminism. Women are not the victim. Those women could be your daughters or your wives or your sisters. Everyone can be a victim in this capacity, in this conversation, in any of this context. Everyone can be a victim. But I see nothing wrong in what RudeBoy said, and else you're feeling guilty though. Listen, somebody's going to hear me now and they think I'm defending saidaboj, and that's fine. The point is that if you have a lot of power in your hands, you have to use it wisely. Okay? In the right direction. You can't just allow it to get watered down by a saidaboj. Because why is saidaboj triggering you so badly? Shake my head. When you finally start holding men accountable. Somebody speaking American English. When are y'all going to finally start holding men accountable and actually training men as well? We can have this conversation, because I don't know why it's always okay to victim blame when it comes to women, even when their fiancé or husbands end their lives. That's why gender warriors are losers. I'm telling you right now, gender warriors are losers. Okay? That's just the honest truth. Also, when rich people take financial hits, it is beyond imagination. They don't go broke. Some literally break. Yeah, it's not as simple as some kind of transactional nonsense, you know. But do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, leave your comments. Don't mind me. I was acting like a lecturer just now. Let me hear your comments. I want to hear, even if you disagree. Let me hear it. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, and leave your comments. And I'll be right back for one more segment.
Hi, I'm Lola.
And this is Ola from Man of Prestige.
Did you know that nearly 50% of marriages end in divorce?
Studies also show that children raised in two-parent households tend to thrive.
If you're struggling in a broken relationship or marriage, you're not alone in facing these challenges.
But having a solid support system is crucial. We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.